Hello everybody, hang on just a minute. Whew, almost didn't get my headphones on in time.
Are you on there, Dave?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yep, sounds loud and clear. I gotta get my glasses where we've been flying by the skin of our teeth, folks. So just hang on just a second. We're about to get organized, but we got a little bit of news, some updates to tell you about. See, Mark, your head is cut off. You need to angle the camera down or back. There you go. That's better. Okay, so let's talk about where we are right now on this last day of 2024. Mark.
Absolutely, the last day of 2024. Hang on a second. I'm still trying to bring you up in here.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell everybody. We've got some scattered showers around. Nothing much. Just a little drizzle. It's just been a kind of a dreary, kind of cool day. Just, I don't know. It's one of those days. It just has a chill to it, and you get to wishing that you could see some sunshine just to end the new year, or in the old year into the new year. And then there's the worry. Oh my gosh, I've got so many people blowing up my pages. I have now up to about, Mark, you're not going to believe how many views they've got on my last post on Facebook. It was
Oh,
like 53,000 people were. I said, oh my gosh, they must think I know something because good grief. I had no idea. It almost makes me nervous to even talk now. But we've got a lot of viewers on with us tonight, and I really appreciate that. All of you are my friends, and I know all of you really good. You've been good friends, stuck with us through thick and thin. And so as this year goes out, it's been a heck of a year, but I'm looking forward to a better new year as it comes in. And maybe without all the, I don't know, the ups and downs or the downs that we had, it's been just life. You know what I mean?
yes,
And,
indeed.
but I see our friends Tammy Tatum's on, Sharp Morrow. Hit that like button. Hey, I appreciate that, everybody. Yeah, please hit the like button and please subscribe. We need the subscribers pretty bad just to get our numbers up. I mean, we've not gone backwards. We're still continuing to climb, but it's been a slow climb, and we need to make some improvements on our equipment here to help bring this technology to you, better technology to you. And so just be sure and subscribe to the channel and hit like and the notification bell so that you can be notified. We have a saying, it's called join the tribe and subscribe. And anyway, I know most of you have, but there's a lot of folks on that haven't. And all you have to do is give them your email address. They won't be contacting you. They won't charge you nothing. It doesn't cost a thing to subscribe. And it just makes YouTube say, hey, these are real people. So anyway, okay, I've said enough of that. Hey, Blackheart 502, that's Gerald Madden. Bring on the snow. I hope everyone is doing well and is prepared for the cold weather we have coming in. And I don't know that anybody realizes just how cold this coming in is going to be. You know what I mean? It's something we haven't seen in, well,
In the longest time.
yeah, I'd say it's close to a decade, if not several decades ago.
Yeah, probably so. There, what I've been seeing in the models, some of those temperatures are colder than I've seen around here since I was back in the military in the 90s.
Well, I know that there was one that I saw that had Arkansas, central Arkansas, to 20 below. That's, well, so most of you know what our situation is. We have a storm system coming in for the weekend. Mainly it'll start in earnest in our area around the 5th, which is Sunday. In the meantime, you're going to notice the temperature dropping somewhat, but not overly so. But there's a low pressure coming that's ahead of that Arctic air. And that air is straight off the Arctic. I mean, it is from the North Pole. It's part of the polar vortex that broke off and is now arriving in this vicinity. Now, there's another piece that broke off a couple of days ago, and it will be headed this way too. It already is headed this way, but I don't have the timing on it just yet, but we will know soon. So the problem we have is the precip type. Here's what we do know. The cold is coming. The extreme cold, dangerous cold even, is coming. But what kind of precipitation are we going to get? And there's three different modes of thinking on this. One is that it will stay to our north and give us mainly rain, at least initially. And then once the cold air drives on in, it'll change it over to maybe a quick burst of snow. The second line of thinking is that it'll stay in just enough to make it where it is freezing rain. In other words, ice. That's something we can all do without. And that is my biggest worry, my biggest fear on this. And Mark and I were talking yesterday, as I told you all in my weather update on the Facebook page, that with the cold air coming in, it stands to reason that possibly it would help to drive that low pressure area further to the south. Cold air coming in, it stands to reason that, which is what we want. Am I hearing myself in there somewhere?
No, I'm trying to get the notification up on my phone.
Oh, I got you. So anyway, we're hoping that that pushes that low pressure further to the south, which would put us in the snow band. And then, depending on where it ends up, it could be a mixture of everything. So good grief, we just don't have any way of knowing positively. But I can tell you the trends starting last night and still continuing today are that there are more things that are indicating it's going a little further south and the temperature's trending colder. Is that what you're seeing, Mark?
Yes, indeed. That's exactly what I'm seeing. I've been watching the models in the overnight hours in the early morning, and they have all tended to push the ice down to the south of us. Now, that's not great news for West Tennessee in that area because
Nope.
they're showing quite a bit of ice down that way.
In fact,
But
our friends in Clarksville may also be maybe in the ice pattern, but uh, they also have a chance to being in a snow pattern as well. So
yep.
we're going to take a look at the models here in just a moment. Go ahead, Mark. Did you have something else?
Now, I was just going to say, the farther south they've trended the ice, they brought the heavier snow back on us again, and that heavier snow is looking pretty hefty by the end of the model runs. Right now, they're going out to 300 hours plus.
Yeah, well, let me make this really clear to everybody. The model, the snow projections we showed the other day was just simply that, projections. The accumulated snowfall over a period of time through the 13th of January, and it showed 12.9 inches over Christian County and the surrounding areas and band of heavy snow all the way through Kentucky. So, but bear in mind that is a projection of several storms that come through it, each one dropping some snow on us, and then that would be the total accumulation that is expected to mount up. We knew that was going to change, and it has some, but now I swear it's like dodging bullets. This thing, the
Or
low that's
herding cats.
well, the low that's coming in was not expected to be as strong as it appears it's going to be now, and which means that it has more moisture, has more stuff to deal with, and therefore, if it does become snow and it moves further south and we get snow, we're going to get a lot of snow, not just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But, I will say that at least we can deal with snow. It's the ice that brings us the chances for power outages and all sorts of unpleasant things that could go wrong and happen. And plus, you don't have any traction on ice. You do at least get some traction on snow. Boy, I tell you, there's a lot of folks talking to me on here. My monitor's going crazy. I would love to talk to all. We have several hundred watching us, and I appreciate that. So be sure and subscribe to the channel. Let me get that out of the way first. And I want to talk about first, we'll go to our first model, Mark, I guess. Let me get it called up over here. And,
All right.
and we'll show them exactly what we're talking about. The first one I'm going to show you is, I guess, the GFS. Is that the one you want to see first?
Yeah.
Okay.
All these are the GFS. They're just different depictions of what they're showing.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to show you the GFS model, which is, I don't know, that's usually the model a lot of us go by. It's not always the perfect one, but it always does have some degree of accuracy. So let's go ahead and look at it. And right now, this is for what it looks like at midnight, January 5th, that morning. And we're going to move it forward. Now, Saturday, the 4th, seems to be a fairly tranquil day. But as you see, as the time we get to 6 a.m. on the morning of the 5th, which is Sunday, and then here we go. We're showing the snow over us, which is a little bit further into the snow band than what it was, a couple of days ago.
Right.
And so here we go. This is 6 p.m. on the 5th. And then we get some freezing rain coming up into western Kentucky from the lakes westward at midnight on the 6th, which is Monday. And then here we go. This is where we need to look at real close, because we do have this band of what appears to be freezing rain over our area, much of southern western Kentucky, up into central Kentucky, maybe even going to the Ohio River. I'm going to look at a skew T, which is a sampling of the atmosphere. And Mark, you can tell them what we're looking at. This is right about where we're located. So we've got a surface temperature of 28 degrees.
Yeah. But as you see, everything, they call it a skew T because everything's kind of skewed sideways. But the surface temperature there, as Dave said, was 28 degrees.
Yep.
Okay, 28 degrees. You notice that it starts to turn to the right or get warmer as we go up.
Okay, that would be right here where the three lines separate, right?
Mm-hmm. But what you see right there, that line that goes up and to the right, the darker line, is the 0 degree temperature line. That's the freezing line.
Okay.
You notice that the warmth doesn't never really goes above freezing that much, but it goes right up to it. But it's a fairly shallow layer. That's only about 1,000 foot thick layer where it gets up close to that, and it goes back cold again.
And this is the area you're talking about right here. Is that correct?
That's
Okay.
correct.
All right. And then this is where it starts going back cold again.
Yep.
When the lines all come together?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where the lines all come together is like 100% humidity, or where a lot of moisture is located.
Okay.
So you can see there's a lot of moisture all the way up through the levels.
Now, the green line, is that representative of
The dew point.
the dew point? So, yeah, okay, I got you. And so the temperature is on the red line. And then the blue line is the wet bulb, which is, well, I'm probably going to confuse everybody by that, but I want to explain that too.
Okay, well, wet bulb is the temperature. When they take a measurement to find out humidity, wet bulb is where evaporation stops.
Okay.
In other words, wet bulb is when it's 100% saturated. So the closer the wet bulb is to the regular air temperature, the higher the humidity.
Okay.
And they find the other temperature there, the humidity level, or the wet bulb zero,
Yeah.
is where the wet bulb goes below freezing.
Okay. Well, so in a nutshell, what it means is there's a shallow layer of warm air which would tend to make us think if it is ice, it's not going to be a lot and probably short lived. Is that what you're reading?
Yes, pretty much short lived. Even on the model, remember, we're looking at 6 hour blocks.
Okay.
We're taking a snapshot of the atmosphere with this model every 6 hours.
Okay.
And that being the case, you're not going to see the little subtle changes where it goes above this a little bit and then drops back down. So might there be a little freezing rain, a little freezing drizzle in this? There could be, but it's not going to be a lot.
Okay. So
Unfortunately, it doesn't take a lot.
when it shows this with the freezing rain over us, that's to be taken with, well, the whole thing should be taken with a grain of salt. Well, we still do not know that this is the exact track this low is going to take.
Right.
I would
If
prefer to
takes
see
a little
it.
jog to the south, we're going to be all snow.
Yep.
If it takes a little jog to the north, we could be in the ice. We could be in all rain.
So this is where our problem is right now, everybody. We don't know exactly the track of this low pressure area that is right here. It could be just a track difference of as little as 50 miles would make a world of difference in what our precipitation is going to be here, right?
That's right. Just 50 miles is going to make the difference between, whether we get heavy snow or light snow or freezing rain or freezing drizzle or just plain rain.
Right. So, like I said, we see that the trend. Now here we go. This is at noon. We see that now we're well into the snow again. So it looks like we have only a brief period of that icing, if there is any, according to this model, the way it is right now, correct?
Right. Correct.
Okay, so, and then let's go on. We'll go and look out a little further. I know there's other storms coming.
Yeah. This is the 18Z. This is the noon today model, which is the latest one they've got.
Okay, so here's 6 a.m. on the 9th, and we have another storm. This is on the 10th. It's all snow. In fact, it looks like it would be a significant little bit of snow there. It's not going to be heavy snow.
There's 3 or 4 of those as we go all the way through.
Right, so this is the 10th. Then look at, oh my gosh, at 486 millibar. Let's see, what's the temperature on that?
Go down and check the QT on it there. It's
Right.
cold, believe me.
Minus 14 degrees. Oh, boy, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it? So at minus
It does.
14 below zero at this point at midnight on January 11th, that is some kind of cold, and you can see snow is all the way down into Florida. Wow, this is a serious system. Winds going crazy up here
Yeah,
towards
and
the
those
Great Lakes.
winds are going to be kicking a little bit too. So if
Absolutely.
we're 14 below zero and windy, our wind chills are going to be in the negative 20s or lower.
Yeah, and that is dangerous.
Again, that's just the model right now. I've seen
Right.
that temperature go up and down. Most all the models are showing our temperature getting down close to or possibly a little below zero
Yep.
as this goes through. The more extreme ones are showing this,
Yeah.
like 14 below.
Well, like I said, folks, this is something that we don't want to play with. I'm giving you, I'm not telling you this is exactly what is going to happen. I'm telling you this is what the possibilities are so that you can prepare in
Yeah.
case it does. If it doesn't, hey, what have you lost? You know, but if it does happen, at least you're prepared better for it. So I'm
Yeah.
just,
Any prep that you make, even if it doesn't come to pass this time, you will probably need before spring.
that's right. So, and this is just the start of what appears to be a pretty good winter going to be shaping up for us that I think will go all the way through February. Uh, I don't know if this cold like this will stay that long because, like I said, this is courtesy of the polar vortex straight off the Arctic Ocean from the North Pole, and it is some of the coldest air in the northern hemisphere right now.
I finally saw somebody else today, another headline on YouTube that actually said something about the polar vortex is coming. Really?
Yeah, yeah, we could have told them that a long time ago, couldn't we? You know,
We told everybody this was coming a long time ago, just
yeah,
about right now.
but you know, the thing that worries me, that bothers me a little bit. Let me get off this. I don't know what I do this for. Let me go on through. This is the 11th, and we keep on coming. We actually get a little bit warmer. Well, no, that's the end of the model run. So anyway, let's go to the next one here. This is College of DuPage.
Yeah, this is still the GFS. It's
Yep.
still the 18Z GFS.
But we're looking at a little bit different run of it. This is Sunday the 5th. And here is, let's see, Mark, this is the snowfall accumulation.
Yeah, this is snow totals. Now remember, those are going to go up. They won't go back down because it's just saying what fell as each
Correct.
storm goes through.
Yeah. So here we go. Very heavy snow off into Missouri. There's 17 inches there, 12.7 here, 15. That's some heavy, heavy snow. And already now, you can see over us, this is on Monday the 6th, right when everybody's going back to school, it looks like. Let's see, we have over Christian County, looks like 8.4 inches. Trigg County, 8.4. Back in, let's see, I think that's, I'm not sure what, I think that's Marshall County. Anyway, a lot of snow. And this is on January 6th, just in time for school to start back. Now, again, folks, this is a model snowfall expectation that they're looking at.
And it will change and it will jockey around. It'll go up, it'll go down. But it's just, this is the snapshot of it right now.
So let's go on further because this doesn't show just this storm. It's going to show you the storm, I think, on the...
it shows the one after, too. Yeah. Because as that goes on out, like I say, as it goes on out to the end of the model run.
Now, this is January 8th, Wednesday the 8th. That's 1 week from tomorrow. You see, we're looking at, right now, 10.3 inches of snow on the ground here. It appears that the snow is starting to continue again because, as you see, the snowfall totals beginning to increase. And here we go to the 9th. And there's the 10th. And you can see another storm coming in, increasing those snowfall totals over large parts of the area. And this is the 11th. And now let's see where we are. This is back to 12.9 inches in Christian County. There's 16 inches up in McCracken County near Paducah. And then you go back up there into Missouri, there's 26 inches in central Missouri. And it just gets better and better. Okay, so let's keep going. And okay, this is the 12th. Now we're looking at another storm coming up. But we ran out of model. So here's the last model run. This is Monday the 13th. Again, we're at 12.9, which is what we saw a couple of days ago. That hasn't changed much. So,
Look at those in central Missouri.
Oh, I know. It's just absolutely phenomenal. That's 2 feet of snow or more. So what am I going to say? I mean, I can only tell you what we're seeing. I'm showing you what we're all seeing in this.
Right.
This is not to be taken too serious yet. But when you've got a model that's showing the same thing for a couple of days in a row, then you got to pay attention to it. It means there's something there, Let's go over here and let's look at the ice forecast. This would be the same model. And This is the 6th at, well, 3Z, Mark. What is that? I'm not real good at converting.
That's 9 o'clock the previous night.
Okay. And then here we go. We've got ice, looks like in South Christian. Looks like North Christian is not getting much in the way of ice. And but look back here. Now that's concerning. An inch and a quarter of ice is not good. And we're going to keep on. It's still showing some ice. But again, as you can see, this is up to the 7th now. There's the 8th. So I think that's all the ice we see on these models. So once we get past this initial storm and that cold air gets in here, the ice danger disappears. But the question
But
is,
for our friends down in northwest Tennessee, they're under kind of a bullseye.
Yep. So, it's not,
As is Arkansas. So that's what's concerning is, even, whether we get the ice, whether we don't, it doesn't look like we're going to get a whole lot. But you look down in Arkansas and across Tennessee, they're looking at between a half inch and an inch of ice in a lot of places,
right.
if this model is correct.
Well, like I said, let's hope that none of this is correct. I'm sure it's going to change. But again, a lot of you expressed a desire to know what the possibilities are, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to scare any of you. Let's see here. Latex Dream says, if you're watching your fear mongers, I don't know. I don't know exactly what that person means by that, but I can't help that. Most of you, I think, appreciate what we're trying to do for you. But you know what? The thing of it is,
we're trying our best to tell you where you're seeing and what the models are showing.
Yeah.
We're not trying to sensationalize it. We're not trying to blow it out of proportion. We're also not trying to downplay it too much. We are just saying this is what it's showing right now. Please be ready.
And I know most of you know me, and you have known me for many years because I've been watching over things for you for, ever since 2006 that I know of, when we had the tornado here in Hopkinsville. And so all I know to tell you is that we're going to do our best to try to make things where you can understand it. But, some people, I've never seen so many weather experts suddenly appear on the internet as what I've seen the last few days. People I've never heard of before, all of a sudden they're coming on and telling everybody, hey, I'm an expert, I know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And I can't do anything about them. All I can tell you is that if they're trying to downplay somebody else, then they got a problem with what they're saying. So I'm not going to downplay anybody, but I do tell you to try to be, as Rita Taylor says, pay no attention to the trolls. So there's a lot of trolls out there now. Not Lectex Streams, I didn't take offense. I know it wasn't intended as a bad thing, but it just brought up a good point, and you are correct. He says, sorry, guys, it was just a comment. I understand that, and I'm not angry or upset with you. So, yeah, don't take offense. We're all good friends on here. We're all, I guess we call ourselves snow buddies now because that's exactly what we are. It's winter time.
Till we get thunder again, we're snow buddies.
Yeah, right. So, anyway, Dave says, knowledge is king. Hey, Dave, good to see you on here, buddy. Let's go here and take a look at the weather story, and this may help explain a little bit. This is from the National Weather Service out of Paducah. It says there's growing potential for a winter storm with significant winter precipitation and local travel impacts are possible. We know that. Level of concern for impacts is growing. What's still unknown? The exact track of the low pressure area, and that is absolutely right. We know that from the looks of the models and the way things seem to be that it is starting to trend further south. Stands to reason since you have the cold push of air from the north, which would tend to depress it, at least in my way of thinking. Is that what's going to happen? I don't have any idea, but that's what my thinking is. So then the other thing is, what will the precipitation type be? Snow, ice, or rain? And then how much frozen precipitation will occur and the location of potential travel impacts? Well, if we get 8.5 inches of snow, I can tell you it's going to be travel impacts. If we get even a quarter inch of ice, there's going to be travel impacts. The only thing that's not going to be travel impacts is if we're getting rain. And so,
Heather Page, for Sunday morning, it's a little too early to tell. If we get the ice or the snow, it may be kind of a rough go to church Sunday morning. I can't tell you yes or no this far out.
Yeah, we're going to do another update. Tomorrow is New Year's Day, Mark, and I guess you and I are going to come in on New Year's
We'll
Day.
come in and give everyone an update on New Year's Day.
We're
Yes,
going to
we're
try
going
to
to
do it.
start 2025 off with a bang.
Yeah, we're going to try to do it a little bit earlier than we did today. We should be on by somewhere around,
Round three.
yeah, around 3 o'clock p.m. That's Central Time. And then James says, Amy Crabtree, where you at, woman? I'm sure Amy's probably watching, but she'll be, there she is. Hi, Amy. She says she's here. She's here. And I will tell you that if everything works out, Amy and Shane will do the road travel conditions, and we've actually geared up, done a lot of gearing up here. Amy's taking care of a lot of that, trying to get everybody on board with what each one's job is going to be as the spotters start to take to field and handle this this type of weather situation. So again, I don't want to take up everyone's time too long. Be sure to like.
CPU, amen.
Yes, yes. Somebody, everybody, please be sure and subscribe to the channel. I do have to pay the bills, so I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsors. I want to start out with our friends at Mid-South Storm Shelters, because even though we're not severe yet, I can tell you severe weather season is fast approaching. We're looking at about 2.5 months away, and we'll be in knee deep in the spring severe weather season. And it's not going to be very pleasant. Just like this winter's not going to be pleasant, I think spring is going to be a little rough. So take a look at this. What would you do when severe storms with tornadoes threaten you and your family? If you have planned properly, you will have a storm shelter nearby that is strong, safe, and will save your family's life. Mid-South Storm Shelters provide just that. They blend well with the landscape and are proven lifesavers. When the weather gets severe, have no fear with a Mid-South Storm Shelter. Call today at 270-725-6020. And I also want to give a shout out to our friend Michael Vance at Michael Vance Contract and Roofing. Another one of our good sponsors. He's can be reached at 270-707-ROOF. And if you have problems with your roof, you'll notice it by the time the snow melts or rain ends and all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, give Michael Vance a call. He can help you, and he'll tell you what you need to do. And whether he does the job or someone else, but he will give you some free advice. And he also owns Lakeside Campground Marina, and we'll talk more about that as spring starts to approach, as we start getting the fishing fever. And let's talk about our good friend, Katie Moyer at, is this the right one? Yeah, Kentucky Hemp Works. Katie's the owner of Kentucky Hemp Works, and she has some salve that will absolutely take care of those aches and pains and your chapped lips. Take a look. Anytime my aches and pains act up, I always reach for Kentucky Hemp Works Hemp Root Salve. It's easy to use. Just rub it on the affected areas and you will soon notice big relief. You can use it as a moisturizing lip balm or ointment that heals and protects your lips during adverse weather conditions and helps with preventing chapped lips. This amazing Kentucky Hemp Works salve is available in our online store at dpww.shop. Order today. And you can get some of that roots, good grief, hemp salve at our online store at dpww.shop. I know she sold quite a bit of it. It does work wonders, Mark. You and I have both used it, and it does help a lot for some of those aches and pains. So, yeah, give Katie a call. Take care of her. She's a good person. Absolutely love her. She's a good friend. And hopefully she's watching and we'll say, hey, I'm on TV. I'm on TV. But I did see something that I thought was pretty funny from, let's see here. Latex Dreams says another term is snow weenies. Oh, my goodness. Latex Dreams, I really like that term a lot. I'll have to remember that. If we decide to use it, I'll have to send you a picture of a snow weenie or something, or a shirt or something with it on, or maybe a koozie or something. But anyway, I wish I could talk to everyone that's on here. There's so many people. Let's see here. Yeah, Rocket says, yeah, the GFS has been the outlier, but has been consistent. Yes, it has. And that's one reason I'm showing that tonight. There are other models. Some are, well, they all show the storm, But, they all have different scenarios. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. Amanda Patty says, and hi to Eli. Eli, if you're watching, buddy, saying hello to you. Eli is one of our biggest followers. He's 5 years old, but he is a loyal follower of our page, and we think the world of him. Let's see here. Dave says, hi, Shelly, snacking on peanut butter and All right, here we go. You can tell it's late because we start talking about food.
Yeah.
What day? Oh, this is New Year's
Rocket,
Eve.
Spring 2025 might be very crazy. We tend to go with the GFS with our broadcasts. We look at the other models as well, but the GFS seems to get the updates out faster. The ECMWF and the other models we look at tend to lag behind by 6 hours or so of getting their models out to us.
Kelly Chin Lewis, a lot of folks watching us over on the Facebook page, the David Powell Weather and Wisdom Facebook page, and where we're simulcasting off the YouTube channel. So I appreciate that. She says, thanks from Ohio County. Her son attends Murray. And I'm going to go back over these totals again here in just a minute because I think everybody is interested. Again, I want you to know, though, that we have to be careful putting a whole lot of stock into them. And just yet, it's still a little far out yet.
Yep.
And so it'll be another good maybe 48 hours before we get a more solid handle on it, Mark, you think?
At least 48 hours. Yeah, it'll probably be maybe even by on into Friday.
So we're going to update you, and we're going to let you know. But let's go back over here to, let's see here. I'm going to go back to the this one. I'll show you which one I'm talking about if I put you over there. Okay, this is for Monday, January 13th. This is the model we showed you a couple of days ago, but it's different. It's changed, but still the results are about the same. Here we are. This is Christian County. North Christian showing 12.9. As you go further south, there's 12.4 down towards Clarksville. Let's go over to Simpson County, 10.5. Let's go back up here to Muhlenberg.
And again, this is showing ongoing totals. It doesn't show. This is not all from one storm.
That's correct. That is important to note that this is not from one storm. David, Mark, thank you guys for all y'all do. Also, I've invested in a weather rock. If it's white, it's snowing. If it's wet, it's raining. But if it's gone, tornado. Bless y'all. Mike, I've actually got a weather rock too. I know what you're saying. And no, I don't get I don't get that. Oh my goodness. Dave, what am I going to do with you? He has super chatted us $50. Happy New Year, Snow Buddies. Dave, we appreciate you. We're going to have some stuff for you because our online store is just about to make a major change after the first. I would say to be, probably the 6th, if we're not snowed in. We'll be changing over to the new store, and you'll be able to see the shirts and all kinds of nice stuff. You're going to love it. So let's see here. So Denise Baez, is it B-A-I-Z-E, Baez? I'm sorry, Denise. I know I'm massacring your name, but she says hi from Hopkins County. Kara Haley Keenan says, Wanda Noel McMillan. Okay, she's trying to get someone else's attention. Shelley Workman says, thanks to David Marr for keeping us updated. Robin Nicola
Kakos.
Okay, thank you. $1.99 from Robin. We appreciate that, Robin. Every little bit helps.
Absolutely.
As you know, we are trying to keep our stuff up to date. The programs do have to be updated occasionally. They do cost money. This is not free stuff. And if you could see, this computer that we're on, it probably is worth more than Mark and I combined. It's pretty high tech. So, but anyway, well, thank you, Robin. She says we did good on her name. Becky Hancock, thanks for all y'all do. Happy New Year. I do want to wish Happy New Year to all of you all. Angelina Sharkey says she's wishing for snow. All right, let me tell you all. I promise you. Okay, let me scroll up. Charles Michael Henderson says, scroll up and read my snow dance text. Let's see here. I'm looking. Hang on. Well, I'm going up a good little ways. I haven't found it yet. Mermaid Cakes, I guess she's still on. Hi, Mermaid Cakes, Jessica.
Well, we're talking about snow. Of course, she's on.
Well, of course. She is the biggest fan. I'd say she's the all-time snow fan. I see Ryan Davenport has been on from over at Logan County, and he's also
Yeah.
on the Todd Logan weather page that I also work with. And Ryan is the owner and proprietor, and I really appreciate him. Does a good job over there. Let's see here. Michael, I don't see you, but I know you're on there somewhere. Good grief, I've got a whole slew of chats to go through, so I'm going to have to go back another time. All right, what are they saying?
Mermaid cakes.
I love that woman. She says, "Yes, sir, I'm here. You know I ain't missing nothing about snow." I swear, Jessica. I hope you enjoyed the show we had last or night before last on the replay of the Christmas wishes and the Happy New Year thing. I think it actually did pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. I went back and actually made some corrections, even though we're not going to air it again. I just thought it was. I cannot stand to have something that has any kind of a anyway
Flaw
in it.
in it.
Yeah. Let's see. He says right after Carla Gallup Osting. Let's see here. I'm a looking.
Now I'm starting to hear fireworks outside. At least I hope they're fireworks.
If they're not, we need to duck for cover.
Yeah, exactly. You know, while Dave's looking for that, remind everybody with this cold coming in, this is going to be some very intense cold, colder than we're used to around here. So make sure, you know, if you've got windows to seal up, if you've got air conditioners to cover and seal up for the year, make sure to close up your foundations for your house. Make sure you're ready for the cold weather.
Yeah. This is going to be, I can't stress enough how intense the next couple of weeks are going to be, and probably even longer, because it does look like it's going to be some serious
It may ease
weather.
off the extreme cold may ease off, but we're still going to be cold all the way at least through the end of January.
And I think the snow is going to continue to pile up as we go further into the month. I had some people talking about the snow cream, and yes, I actually started the snow cream booklet, but I haven't completed it yet, and I've been so doggone busy I haven't had a chance to complete it. But you know, if we get some snow, I'll start sharing some recipes with you guys, and for those of you who have not made snow cream, I'm telling you, you're gonna absolutely love it.
Brandy, by Monday we will know for sure whether we're getting ice or gotten ice or snow. We'll probably get our first round of snow. It could be a fair amount, just depends on where that low passes.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. Let's back this up a little bit on the model. I'm going back in time. So we are looking at another storm by the 15th, just so you all know. We have one about right here at the 10th, 9th and 10th. And then we have another one coming in for the 15th that the models don't show yet on here. But I think the long-range GFS does. In fact, I don't know. Mark, is it still loading, or do you know?
It should be all the way finished or pretty close to it by now.
So again, this is the 6th, Monday the 6th, as you see that coming in. And you can see, you know, we get a big dumping of snow on us. And it does look like this is going to just continue to accumulate as time goes by. Let me go over here back to the GFS model here. I know I saw one for the 15th. Do you remember where that was?
What, the storm? It's probably on that one.
All right, let's go on for it. Okay, 13th, 14th. No, let's don't get into it. Was that the one we were looking at? Or was it a different
Yeah,
model?
it kind of skips down to the south, but again, this changes this far out. About everything changes every model.
Well, that's true. That's true. So I can tell you though that there's going to be numerous occasions for snow, and the other thing too,
Yeah,
this model here is showing this is what I say it
and
was 14 below zero here. The temperature's over
mhm.
us at this time. This is on
Yep.
January 11th at 6 a.m. at 14 below zero. Now that's a model run, but uh, even if it's off by 10 degrees, it's still cold. It's still 4 below
Well,
zero.
colder than I'd like to deal
Yeah,
with. Yeah,
absolutely. So again, the one on the 10th looks pretty like a pretty good snowfall, and so that would be
yeah.
on. Let's
And
see.
again, by the time we get there, we'll be looking at other storms coming in.
Sure.
Um, and again, those little clipper systems, when it's cold like this, those little clipper systems can come in and they can even give you another dusting up to another 2 inches of snow.
Yeah.
So,
So Brandy, none of your business says kiddo was having surgery that day, and I don't drive on that white stuff. Brandy, I'm sorry. Uh, I wish that I could give you better news. Surgery, is it on the sixth one you're talking about? Donna Lord says best to be prepared even if not needed. You don't want to be needing and not be prepared. Boy, that's absolutely correct. Chris Meader says better stock up on milk and bread and toilet paper and alcohol. Shelley Workman says like the alcohol in there. Chris, meet you.
you got to have the necessities.
Yeah, I suppose. Ashley Benbrook says the kids won't go back to school for weeks if we get that kind of snow with those cold of temperatures. And you know what? You're absolutely right. This right here, if it comes to pass, and I'm saying
Yeah.
if it comes to pass, will be a very disruptive type of weather that will disrupt a lot of lives, and
Yeah.
we will all be.
My senior year of high school, 1978, with the end of my senior year was 1978. We did not go back to school the entire month of January, and it was because of cold temperatures like this. I grew up in West Virginia. So they just wrote it off and said, okay, act of God, y'all don't have to make it up, which is a good thing because then I wouldn't have graduated until July.
But that's true. Let's see here. Jan Colwell, 2 word phrase. First word, oh. Love that woman. Love that woman. Brandy, none of your business says the 6th. Yes. Yeah, Brandy,
Oh,
it is going to be pretty bad. I would seriously consider calling them and see if you can reschedule it for, I don't know, later after that or something, because that's going to be rough. And Dave says, oh, my horrible weather is 1978. It does have some of the makings of way
yeah, it
1978
does.
looked, doesn't it? Yeah. So 1978, for those of you who don't remember, uh,
Major snowstorm for the
yes,
East.
yes, it was. And they still talk about it to this
They had
day,
one in 77. They had one in 78.
right?
Extremely cold weather.
Charles Michael Henderson says, hello, guys. Okay, here's what you both need to do. We need a snow dance tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday by both of you live. Show us your day. How do I delete him? Do you have any idea? I don't know where we got. Where do we find him at
You do
anyway?
not want to see our dancing skills,
No, no,
believe
no.
me.
Cassie Knight, is this blizzard type? Well, the only thing that might keep it from being categorized as a blizzard would be the lack of high winds.
Yeah.
If
Which looking
it's
at some
snow.
of the packed isobars on there, we may get some winds with it as well.
So, yeah, I'm going to say that wouldn't be out of the question to be considered a blizzard, or at least blizzard type of conditions at times. So we will see. I don't want to jump out there on that too hard. I just want you guys to please take it easy and understand that this is a serious situation. I think most of you do. I think most of you understand where we're coming from, and that I am giving you the worst casing it, but I have evidence to back it up according to these models that we're showing you here. More Than Man, thank you for staying vigilant. Thank you. I appreciate that. Allegra Pace, Mark, 1978 was a great year to graduate. We missed lots of school due to the snow that year.
Yep.
Man, you got to love Allegra. Let's see. Lisa Palmero says, it's a good thing I can walk next door to work. That's very good. Well, let's see here.
Hopefully,
Snow
you won't need
dance.
snowshoes to get there.
Well, that's true. We haven't looked at Mount Shasta lately. I wonder if they've got any snow or if they looked at anything different.
I don't know. Pull it up. I haven't
I
looked at it
think I
today
will.
myself.
Let's go back to the radar. We'll get off the models and let's take a little break from the models for a second. And let's go. Let me get my other thing here fixed up where I can control the radar. Here we go. Let's go out west. First, let's go up here and look at Spirit Lake in Iowa, our favorite place to go visit when we're looking for some place to look at. And here it is. It's still frozen over. It's kind of a pretty shot, though. This is in the summertime. You see decks here, and you see marina, you see gas pumps, you see boats, and you see people swimming and all kinds of stuff right here. But when the weather starts getting cooler, all that is dismantled, and then you have nothing left but a lake. And this lake is usually, when it freezes over, you'll see people drive out here and they'll ice fish, and it's kind of neat to watch sometimes.
I don't
there,
think they're doing that yet. That
no,
ice
no,
looks still,
yeah,
pretty brittle.
and it's 31 degrees there, so they wouldn't be doing that there. So let's go ahead. We're going to go on out here to Mount Shasta in California. And here it is. There you can see some of them out, and it is snow covered. Looks like it's still a lot of clouds over it. They've kind of gathered around the peak of it. The city's right down here below the camera angle. You can't really see it very well. We had a look at it here a while back, but now they've adjusted back up so you can see Mount Shasta whenever it's not cloud covered. And the temperature there is 44 degrees, so it is a little bit warm. But up on the mountain there, it is below freezing. So anyway, just thought you guys would like to see that. And let's go back around. I wonder where else.
They have another system moving in on them here shortly.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, there's a warm front coming and a cold front right offshore.
Let's go ahead and look over here at Irving, Tennessee, at Pinnacle Tower. And there's the city down here below. The tower is up above it on the mountain. And these are mountains up in here. You can't see them very well right now because obviously it's dark. But you can tell there's a lot of wind. But traffic's moving pretty good down here along the interstate. And let's go over to Burnsville, North Carolina, and they don't have
they're
a train.
transmitting. They kind of come and go as far as transmitting a picture.
So let's go back and look to our southwest here that we go to a lot. This is UT Martin, Tennessee, just down to our southwest, and we usually look at this because the weather there is what comes up over us, and you see lots of low-hanging clouds. Just a chilly, gray kind of night. 45 degrees.
Although the showers that are coming over us right now are coming down from the northwest.
Right.
They're taking around the low pressure area way up north of us here.
So here's the showers that are in our area right now. And you can see, they are moving down from the northwest. Looks like Hopkinsville will get a few more showers. Franklin, Russellville getting some showers now. But it'll stop here after a while, and we'll be left, I think tomorrow is expected to be sunny. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, our weather is going to be colder, gradually getting colder through the next couple of days, but it shouldn't be too bad as we look out beyond tomorrow toward the weekend. But as we're looking at it, the temperatures are going to continue to cool, and lows are going to be starting to get down in the 20s. By Friday night, we're looking at a low down in the teens.
Right.
Saturday, a high in the 40s. Or 30s, and then Saturday night low of about 22, and then our rain snow chances start kicking in. National Weather Service does some weird things. They're looking for a high of 39 on Sunday. Says rain likely, possibly mixed with snow showers, mainly afternoon. But then Sunday night, rain possibly mixed with snow showers with a low of 27. I certainly hope it's not raining if it's 27.
Well, I do too, because that means it's not rain, it's freezing rain. But
right.
Okay, let's answer a few questions. Sierra Taylor, hey Sierra, I'm glad to see you on here. Are you feeling better? I know you've been a little under the weather, so to speak. So hopefully you're feeling much better. Jamie Tucker says, hey everyone, just getting on. How are things looking for the weekend? We're going to go ahead and recap here in just a minute. Let's see here. Sandy Winder says, estimated snow accumulation won't hold you to it. Just want to be prepared. Yeah, we're going to go back over this for everyone that has just joined us. Linda McElroy says, thanks for taking me to Mount Shasta. You're welcome, Linda. Amy Red Nargo says, can you summarize? I missed the beginning. Nikki Winters says, okay, let's be honest. Any chance of thunder snow with this?
Not
Maybe?
really.
Maybe?
Not
No?
really.
Okay. Well, maybe next time. Let's see here. Judy Walton Newton, Kalamazoo. Okay, we can go look at that here real quick. Kalamazoo, here we go. Kalamazoo, Michigan. They're socked in with fog. You can see a few lights over here. Well, I don't know if you can see those, but it is foggy and 32 degrees. So I guess they
I'd say it's pretty foggy. Yeah.
yeah, dew points at 32, so I'd say that's fog. So, but it's just kind of a yucky day there. So let's go on back down here. Again, as I look across the state, we see generally scattered showers, mostly light drizzle and rain. It's just a miserable feeling. And if it's still windy, the winds have died a little bit out there, I think, now. So anyway, Shelley Workman
Our
says,
wind chill this afternoon with his winds as high as they were was actually down around 27.
okay. Let's see here. Dylan Fish says, hi, Dave. Any ice or snow Sunday night? And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Bonnie Rudolph Sykes, how are we going to get snow? Hey, are we going to get snow? Yes, we probably will. We will at some point. Faye Rogers says, thanks, David. Dylan Hancock says, hello, David. Happy Tuesday evening. And same to you, Dylan. Good to talk to you. Tammy Tatum, PM David when you get done. Okay, I'll do that. And Sierra Taylor says, I'm feeling much better. I'm glad to hear that, Sierra. Let's see here. So see you later, Shelley. And then Tammy Tatum says, bye, Shelley. Jenny Walton Norton says, oh, wow, thank you. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to, let me get the models up. And we'll go through this real quick for Mark one more time. Oh, good grief. I always like to do that. Now, let me get this down to where we're looking at a model. This is tonight, right now. Let me go back up here, and then we'll move forward in time. So we're going to move forward on, this is tomorrow's, the 2nd. And what we want to get into is starting on the 5th. And you can see right here, 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, you can see already precip starting in Missouri. The purple is sleet, the pink is ice, and the green is rain. The blue obviously is snow. So we're going to keep moving forward in time. You see that now the snow is getting into western Kentucky by noon, and by 6 p.m. it's also moving even deeper into western Kentucky. But look at this ice trying to come up here over us. And this is where the question comes in. Good grief. I want to disable that. Let's go back. Sorry about that. Now I got to go through all these again real quick. Okay, so here we were. This is on midnight on the 6th. It does mark even this. Looks like it's a little further south than what it was. I swear.
It does. It does.
This is where
they kind of try to push it as a warm front back up over top of us there, but it's kind of iffy.
But see, look at how this cold air, there's a 540 line right there, and it looks like it's cold air just pressing down. I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that low is going to come north. Unless they're seeing something I don't know.
It looks like that low is starting to get caught up with the jet stream down that way, which is part of the La Nina effect. But I can't help but think it won't push a little farther south as it grabs a hold of it and slings it up to the northeast.
So for those of you who joined us, we're hoping this low pressure, it's located right here. This is on 6 a.m. on Monday morning, the 6th. We're hoping this will drop just a tad further south. Just 50 miles further south will make a big difference in what we get. We don't need this ice at all. And really, I don't want anybody in our area to get this. I don't want anybody to get the ice. But if someone has to get it, I just soon it not be here. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
We will see. That's where the big unknowns are. And this is really the only storm that I see that has this issue with the freezing rain as a possibility. So let's go ahead and we'll move forward again. And there we're back at snow by noon on Monday the 6th. And sometimes it looks like it could be a little bit on the moderate side. So yeah, we're going to see something, and I think we will all see snow before this is all said and done. But the question is, will we get sleet and freezing rain in there? Sleet is a snow killer as far as the amounts go. It tends to reduce your amounts when you get sleet. And freezing rain is self-explanatory. Everything gets coated with ice. It's absolutely miserable. Life just becomes miserable. Let's see. Yeah, Rocket says, I think the reason they said this is because the Euro and the other two models show it's not as cold and goes north. Yeah, and that's my point, Rockets, is the cold air is bearing down. This is a push from the polar vortex. Why would it not push the low further south? Unless I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
What we're really watching for is to see if we can get all these models to kind of come into more agreement as we get a little bit closer.
Right. So we'll see. I mean, I wish I could give everybody the 100% no-fail answer. I don't know that I can. If you go by this forecast, this is on Monday the 6th. This is the projected snow accumulation on the ground at that time. Not all coming at once, but as you look right here, let me go to one more frame forward. We're looking at, let's see here. Well, I still could go even further, as this is a continuing issue. This looks like that might have backed off a little bit on the snowfall totals. Okay, yeah, this is for the up through the 7th. This is 9.2 inches. 10.3, this is all in Christian County and areas around it. This is by the 7th. We expect to have that much snow on the ground. And let me move forward. Here's the 8th, 9th. As you can see, there's another storm coming in, and here we go. By the 10th, when the next storm comes in, now we're looking at about 12.9 inches of snow on the ground in Christian County. As you go back up here in northwestern Trigg, 13.5 inches. Now, bear in mind, what we're looking at is total accumulation. This is not all falling at once. This is a combined accumulation of several storms that have come through the area. I hope that makes everybody understand what I'm talking about. But so this does not mean we're going to have all this all at once, but this is a projected idea of what the accumulation could be. Excuse me, I swear I'm getting hoarse. Okay, yeah, I'll quit trying to be funny. So I hope this helps everyone to understand what we're talking about. Just as little as 25 to 50 miles will make a world of difference on where that low pressure is. If it goes further to the south by as little as 25 miles an hour, we're looking at getting buried in snow. If it goes as little as 25 miles to the north, we're looking at getting ice. If it goes even further north than that, then we're looking at getting rain. I can't tell you for sure what it's going to do because this far out, the models are inherently unreliable, But it does give you a general idea. When you look at a model that shows the same thing 2 or 3 days in a row, then you got to pay attention to it. It has locked onto something that it sees, and then same thing with some of the others. I don't know. We'll just have to watch this and let you know as it comes and gets closer.
And again, all the models do show this storm.
Yeah, they do.
It's just where they take it and where the warm and cold air separation is what they disagree on.
Okay, so let's see here. I hope I answered most everyone's question. Dylan Hancock, how much snow are we going to get on Sunday, do you think? Well, Dylan, we're going to get some snow in this storm here. The question is, how much? Will it change briefly over to freezing rain and get some icing? Will it change over to sleet? Will it have a mixture of rain, sleet, and ice in it? Those are questions that's got to be answered before we can tell you exactly what we can expect as far as the amount of snow that we could get. I do think we're all going to see some snow. So, Mark, I'm going to have to water my throat a minute if you want to take over for a second.
Sure. And as he's saying, we're just trying to give everyone a heads up that this is the potential of what could happen. Again, exactly what's going to happen, we're still a little too far out to tell for sure whether it's going to be rain, snow, or something in between for your exact location. The farther north you are, the more likely you're going to be in the snow. The farther south you are, the again, you're iffy as far as freezing rain or just rain.
Mike Bynum, I think he's in Washington, Illinois. Is that where you are, Mike? He wants.
Washington, Indiana.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Washington. Oh, gosh, I didn't mean to insult you like that. I'm sorry. But anyway, hey, Jenny Rogers. Gosh, Jenny, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. I'm glad to see you on with us. As Emma says, please bring on the snow. Hey, how is Emma? I know last time I actually saw her, she was a little girl. I think she's a beautiful young woman now going to Murray, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I want to say hello to you and her. I'm glad to see you both on here. Haven't seen you in a long time. Glad glad you're with us. Mike Bynum says, that's okay, brother. Well, Mike, so let's see. It does, gosh, according to this, what I'm seeing over there, Washington, Indiana is somewhere up in here. You're still looking at pretty decent snowfall, 10 inches, something to that effect. Daxton Lear says, my daughter loved your horse act. Well, I can be a comedian sometime, but not too often. Most people don't laugh. And I usually say,
the other times he's the other side of the horse.
Anyway, let's go on. Mike, hey, Mark, is your mic acting up? I think I just muted you by accident. No, I'm just joking. Faye Rogers, thank you both. At least we have an idea of what we're looking at now and getting prepared. Thanks, David Mark. Judy Walton Newton says, see y'all tomorrow. Have a happy new year. Yeah, it's getting close to time, Mark. I'm going to turn into pumpkin, but I hate to leave everybody, but it is New Year's Eve, and I know you guys are going to have better things to do than to watch a couple of old guys like us talk about weather. But so let me give you some quick pointers. We know the cold is coming for sure. That is coming. So get prepared for it. Get the outside vents closed off to your house. Disconnect your outside faucets from hoses. So anyway, and put a cold weather kit in your vehicle. If you happen to be driving and get off the road or something and you're in this cold, you need to have something to be sure that you can have a way to get stay warm and safe until someone gets to you.
Absolutely.
Bill Thielen says, if we have no other precipitation other than snow, what would best guess of snow accumulation be? By the 10th, the total snow accumulation is expected to be around 12.9 inches in Christian County. But by the 6th, I'm thinking we're looking at somewhere between 8 and 9 inches. Is that accurate if we were all snow, Mark?
Yeah, I believe so. That's what they're showing.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, this is the snow can fall in a very narrow band. Mm-hmm. And as what we're looking at right now, the heaviest snow is in a narrow band that goes across West Kentucky and Southern Illinois and Central Missouri. Again, north of that, they may get less. South of that, they'll definitely get less. South of that, you stand a better chance of getting some ice or just plain rain.
Yeah, I'm going to go back so that we can talk about the current storm, and we'll worry about the stuff out in the future as we go along. So here's 12Z Monday. Let's see, what time is that? 6 a.m.? I lost you, Mark.
12Z is 6 a.m. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. So at 6 a.m. on Monday the 6th, we're looking at around 8.5 inches of snow in Christian County, Bill. So hopefully that answers your question. Rocket says, do you guys have the ability to see the 18Z Euro on Pivotal weather? Have you looked at that lately? I haven't looked at Pivotal today, Mark.
No, I haven't looked at Pivotal today.
So he'll do that while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. And Mary Vorwich says, missed your whole report. Happy New Year, LOL. Mary, I know you're going to keep up with us. So you stay with me through thick and thin, and I appreciate that. Kelly Cannon Shoemake over on the David Powell Weather and Wisdom Facebook page says he's watching from Clifty, Kentucky. Patty Allen Manor, any snow for Russellville? Okay, so let's look at that. So Russellville, you're looking at, according to this, 8.2 inches if it's all snow and if everything holds together where the low stays just to our south and we get the snow. It would be less than that if it comes up north and we start getting ice. It could be a 1/4 inch of ice. And if it goes even further, it could be rain. So that's where we are. Shauna Maddox. Hi, Shauna. I'm glad to see you on here. And I'm trying to do some of the written stuff. I tried to do that, I think, earlier today. And but I swear, when I did the video on Facebook, I got, at the last count, it was like 53,000 viewers. Oh, my gosh. I didn't even know there was that many people on Facebook, but I guess there are, But it was humbling, I guess I would say. Susan Wade Parsons. Hey, cuz. She's in Greenville. So Greenville is also looking at, if this stays as snow, looks like at least 6.4 inches. No, wait a minute. Am I looking at that right? No, hold on. 9 inches over in the Greenville, Muhlenberg County area. If this is snow, the thing of it is you're a little further north, so I would say your chances of snow are a little bit better than even the ones further south. Kevin Plummer, any snow for Clarksville, Tennessee? Okay, let's look at that. It looks like Clarksville, around 10 inches, and looks like the cutoff for that would be down next county south of you. But even that, they're looking at 3.9, 4.7, still respectable snowfall. So not a snow apocalypse by any stretch of the imagination, but it does look like everybody gets some snow. Patty Allen Manor, thank you. Cassandra K. Compere, Christian or Todd County. Basically, that's the same for either county. They're both going to get about the same. Looks like, oh, good grief. Let me get back out of this again. I swear, I don't know why I do this sometime. Here we go. So, hold on. Good grief, dropped the set out of my ring.
Yeah, pivotal weather, the ECMWF takes that snow north of us. Again, they're showing warmer than what the GFS is showing. So, again,
that's a Euro, isn't it?
It's like, yeah. And again, it's like 50 miles.
So
50 miles difference.
So anyway, folks, that right there explains, we Eric breaks his crash. I did. I had a little crash here. I'm trying to see what I got unplugged. So if you see me suddenly go off there in static, you'll know what happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I thought maybe that raccoon fell out of the ceiling on you.
I'd been hearing some scratching or something over here behind this wall. I wondered if that was a raccoon trying to get back in here. We have had a raccoon trying to, I guess, take cover in this area, so they haven't gotten in yet. Let's see here. Sue Carol Johnson Marshall says, thank you for helping us prepare, watching from Russellville. Good to have you on board. Rockets, what's it have for Southern Illinois? Still winter mix. Mark, do you know?
A little bit of winter mix in the very southern part of Illinois, but in south central Illinois, they're right in the stripe of snow that's on the ECMWF.
Yeah. Cassie Knight says, did you say what day and how much snow for Hopkinsville? Well, this is for Monday the 6th. It's going to start the evening of the 5th, Sunday evening. And by the time we get to 6 a.m. on Monday the 6th, we're looking at Hopkinsville, Christian County, having, it's like 9.6 inches. Same thing for over in Todd County. And back over in Trigg County, 8.4 inches. And over towards Russellville, 8.2. As we go further, let's go to Simpson County, and they're looking at right here. They're looking at 8.2. So just a general pretty good snowfall, provided that low stays to our south and doesn't come back north. If it comes back north, oh gosh, ice. I don't want to even think about that. So say your prayers.
Not at all.
Doris Farmer Fuller, Franklin, Kentucky, how much snow? I think I just answered that. About 8.2 inches, according to what the model is showing for that. Should we expect power outages? Hannah Hodge. The only reason we would expect power outages would be if we get more freezing rain, and that's something
Yeah.
that we're not going to.
Except with slick roads, people tend to run into power poles.
Right, yeah.
So we don't want that.
I can tell you, according to what my friend Brent Gilkey at Penrod Electric said, that they are rated. They will take a good quarter inch of ice before they even start having problems. So that's hopefully we don't have winds to go with it. Ryan Davenport, appreciate the update, David. Oh shoot. I know the messages asking if school is going to be canceled will be coming in soon.
Yeah.
Boy. Ryan, I know you're going to come back on with us whenever we go back on. I guess it would be, it'd be Sunday when the storm starts. So we'll be
Yeah.
on
Unless
Sunday.
we come on to update everybody when we get a little bit better handle on it.
Right.
We may be again on, we'll be with you all tomorrow
Yep.
for an update, and we may come on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this for you. But it is something we're watching almost continuously. I barely have time to sleep right now. And anyway, we'll see. Sunny 161 says, horses said no ice, please. I bet that is a problem. You got to keep that ice broken up for them to have plenty of water.
Yeah.
Courtney Broadbent says, what about Paducah? Courtney, it hasn't changed much. Actually, Paducah would stand to get a little bit more snow than we would since they're a little further north.
That I've seen on one of the models here. It may not be on this run. It may have been on the previous one. That Western Kentucky to the west of the lakes was forecast to finish up with like 20 inches of snow when all was said and done on the model.
Yeah, and Keisha Parlard is Hopkins County, the same as Christian. Pretty close. There's not much difference between the two.
They may stand a little bit better chance of getting the snow.
Right.
Because they're a little bit north of us. And again, it's not going to take much of a difference for it to be a big difference in exactly what you get where you're at.
Jackie Mathis says, thanks for everything y'all do for us. September Rain says, I really appreciate you guys and always go with David Mark's advice. I don't care who else says what. I love you guys and y'all do a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
That gets me right here because I tell you, it's pretty discouraging when you get on there and you see these people that you've never seen do weather before. And you tell by the way they're talking, they don't know the first thing about it. But I don't want to go on there and talk bad about them, but just be sure you know who you're following and make sure that they're reputable.
Kevin Malda, believe me, some of the storm chasers that we watch go up and cover the lake effect snows up that way, and we've seen how much snow can pile up real fast, especially with those winds. So, batten it down and hang in there. We may get wild about a couple of inches of snow down here, but I know that the farther north you go, the more snow is just a thing you deal with through the winter.
Dylan Woodruff says, how about Louisville? Love your wisdom, David Powell, weather and wisdom. Let's see here. Louisville, if it all is snow, which I assume Louisville that far north it would be, is looking at around 7 inches. Yep. So plenty of good snow to go around for everybody. It's going to be plenty to go and make snow cream with, have fun, make snow angels, go sledding. But just be careful out there, especially once that cold air gets in, because some of it's going to be dangerously cold. Wesley Lynn says, David, did you say it should start Sunday morning or night for Hopkins County? I would say Sunday evening, right, Mark?
Sunday evening, yeah.
Yeah. Anita Wright, I was in Aldi today, and the lady in front of me was preparing because David Powell said this is a winter the likes of which we've not seen for decades. And David is always right. And I still hold that to be true. The cold that's coming is cold that we haven't seen, not that intense, for decades. So that's absolutely right. And I appreciate that, Anita. Thank you for telling me that. Bobby G. Moore, what's the total for Monday and then the 10th? Well, Monday we're looking at, if it does come as all snow, probably somewhere around 8.5 inches. And then by the time we get to the 10th, we're looking at upwards of 12.5 inches or so.
That's the totals. That's not, that means another 4 inches or snow from that second storm.
Right. Let's see here. Jason Helsley says, I try to stick with you, WBKO, Chris Allen, and maybe News Channel 5. They're all reputable. So, yeah, no problem with that. Haley Michaela Luthen. Hey, Haley, I'm sorry. I have a flight to Nashville on Tuesday. Hopefully everything will be okay. It should be. First of all, Nashville is not expected to get as much as we are up here, and by that time the storm will be over with, hopefully. Oh gosh, everything's moving. There must be a lot of people talking all of a sudden. Whew. Let me go back over
Yeah.
here to the other so I can catch up a little bit.
Yeah. Kevin, check out Brian Kopic or Vince Wheelty.
Mhm.
Both those guys, when they get up in the snow, they go wherever they can find the snow. It doesn't matter rural or otherwise.
And Brandon Arnold, you mentioned Brandon? Did you mention?
Brandon Kopic.
Yeah. Oh,
Brandon Kopic, yes.
oh, wait a minute. Okay. Well, maybe
You're thinking Brad Arnold.
yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, they're all good guys. If you want to, you can go over to their actual page, and they accept donations to help with their gas and stuff. Candace Tome says, "What about Muhlenberg County?" Again, Muhlenberg County still in the area of about. Well, let me look and refresh my memory here.
And again, the farther north you go in Kentucky, the more likely you are going to get the snow.
9 inches is what it's showing on this projection here. But again, please don't take this as the gospel. This is strictly a projection.
This is way out in advance, and this is just what the model is showing. It's probably going to change quite a bit between now and when it actually gets here on Sunday. That's why we're going to continue to update you as time goes on for tomorrow and on Friday to make sure everybody has the latest information.
And I'm hearing alarms go. I've got some severe thunderstorm warnings somewhere. Well, I'll have to look at that here in a minute and see. But someone said, is there any chance of snow in Nashville?
Unfortunately, I think Nashville's going to be more likely in the ice, but they could get a little bit of the snow down that way. I think it extends kind of down there if you continue it on.
Well, I think what it is that the wraparound, after that low pressure gets on past, it starts bringing that cold air on in faster, and then everybody gets some snow in that point. And I'm showing about maybe 3 inches or so for Nashville. Linda Dotson says, what about Russellville? Russellville is also in the 8-inch range for this morning of Monday the 6th. That's what we're looking at this Monday morning. I haven't gone forward because there's more snow coming after this storm. There's at least 2 more that I know of. We've got one coming on the, let's see, was it the 10th, 9th, and 10th?
Around the 10th or 11th,
Yep,
and
10th,
another
11th.
one around the 13th or 14th.
Yep. The one I saw was actually the 15th, but it does look like every few days we're going to get another storm, and each one of them will bring us some snow, and we'll see how much it piles up on us.
Yeah, those severe thunderstorm warnings are over in Virginia and Maryland.
Okay. So let's see here, Mark.
The western part of southern Illinois, well, you're definitely in line for the snow.
Yes. I want to look over here at Zoom Earth, see if I can get a handle on the wind. Well, let's look at the temperature first. And you can already see the cold air is already infiltrating the northern part of the United States. Bismarck, North Dakota is at 18, 19, 18, 17 degrees. Gosh. So this is just moving further to the south and east. So this is basically the general temperature trends. Then if you get back up to Canada, this is what's coming our way. There's 9 degrees, 8 degrees up in Alberta, and Saskatchewan. But then you get up here even further, and look here, minus 22, minus 32. All this is cold air. This is the location of here's a polar vortex, and look at the temperatures. 48 below zero, 46 below. That is some really, really, really cold air. And
absolutely.
So I wanted you guys to see this because this is something we hadn't seen before, how this is actually cross-polar flow. It's bringing cold air. Look at this. 62 below zero in Siberia. Here's another one. 65 degrees below zero. This is absolutely some of the coldest air I have seen in many, many years. And this is all, you got to bear in mind, this is just an ocean separating 2 continents. So if you look at this as a big globe, you can see that the polar regions are extremely cold. I mean, even in northern Canada, we're looking at 41, 43 below zero. Go over here to Greenland. There's another 39, 40 degrees below. Cold. Now let's look at the wind. We'll get an idea of what winds are. Look at this. Here is the polar vortex over the Hudson Bay. They call this the Hudson Bay vortex. You see this? See the counterclockwise rotation? Look how wound up that is. This is going to drive a little further south. You can already see here is the first polar vortex that is broken off, and some of it's moving south now. And then look out here. This is, let's see what we got here. This is a wound up storm, but that looks like that might be the Aleutian low.
That is the Aleutian low. It's kind of
Okay.
drifted back to the southeast a little bit.
Yeah. Then there's this one right here also. It's another disturbance or storm. And look, oh gosh, look at this storm right here. This is a huge wound up tight storm. Look at that. The winds, it just absolutely looks almost like it's a hurricane. And if you go further, look at this one. Here's another one here, another big storm. It's actually, it looks like a double barrel storm there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Those are all heading for the western coast of Canada and the U.S.
5. I see 5 storms at least right now out in the northern Pacific that will be moving into the United States at some point. So we're going to be a long time dealing with winter weather over the United States. And look, overall, the temperatures in the country have cooled quite a bit from what they were. And
Yeah. Shawnee Trail, that is only the projection of 15 inches. Again, we're still too far out to know for sure. You will get some snow. I'd say you're probably going to get snow. Exact amounts are way too far out to be know for certain. But we're just showing you what the models are projecting for right now.
yeah, so again, I'm back on the projected snowfall totals. That's what I'm showing you right now. And me says to me, these are Snowmageddon inches. Well, not really, because I can tell you there are bigger snows out to the west, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
Central Missouri has been in the bullseye for this for quite a while now.
yeah. Eric Brake says, let's see here. Eric, where'd you go, buddy? Okay, here. Oh, Sarah and Ricky says, y'all do an amazing job. We listen to y'all and Ryan Hall. Thank you. Yeah, Ryan Hall is a good guy. We have no problems at all. We're not competitors. You know, you can subscribe to his channel and to our channel. It does not make any difference there. But he's a little bit more nationwide, whereas we try to concentrate more on a regional basis. And, you know, we feel like we can do a better job trying to, because we're from the area. We're here. We're home people. But we would be going all the time if we were nationwide. And I'm not sure that that's anything we do. And I have lost Mark. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can get him back. He must have messed with his button in there. Good grief. Hold up a minute here. Now, let me see if I can get Mark back on here. There you are. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Dave.
Okay, there you are.
I'm waiting for the lag to catch up here.
Oh, okay. Well, I
There
got
we
you
go.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, and no, I didn't touch a thing.
Yeah,
I don't have my hands on anything.
That's what they all say. Okay. I'm just joking. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Chandler Payne says, I know it's different models, but why does the Weather Channel app show just rain for Clarksville, Tennessee? Well, where's the Weather Channel located? Aren't they in Atlanta, Georgia? And do you think that a company that's in Atlanta, Georgia can know the weather as well as folks who live in Kentucky and Tennessee? I'm not complaining about the Weather Channel, but I stopped watching them a long time ago. And don't get me wrong, I knew Dr. Greg Forbes when he was on there.
Yep.
Met him, I got my picture with him, and I'll show that to you guys sometime. But and I also knew Stu Ostro, who is one of the directors of the meteorology down there, but it just seemed like they had lost their first love and went to showing all kinds of other things, like it could happen tomorrow and things, instead of weather information when you turn over there to see it. And they did a few things that I just did not agree with. So I don't know why they show just rain for Clarksville. I don't know what they use or what their
Again,
algorithms.
it depends on which model they're looking on right now.
That's true.
And again, that could change. That can jockey around. It's still several days out.
That's right. So there's nothing wrong with watching the Weather Channel app. If that's what you want to do, then certainly I'm not going to complain about that and everything. That's your right, and you should if that's what you feel like you need to do. But I don't know why they would show just rain for Clarksville. And actually, Clarksville is further south than this. And so as of right now, depending on which model you look at, they could be showing up as rain. So that's what we're doing. I don't know. But we'll keep an eye on things and see. Chandler Payne says, great answer. Makes sense. Thank you. I've always wondered why it showed different. Yeah. But I'm glad to have you on board with us, Chandler, and you're certainly welcome to ask questions or anything, and we will try to look it up for you and make sure that you're well informed, and hopefully that we all come out of this okay.
Or explain to you why we're saying what we're saying.
Yeah. Tammy Tatum says, what happened to snow cream recipe jacuzzi? Well, snow cream recipes are kind of taking a back seat to the weather. I do have it started, but I was going to try to self-publish it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I've got a bunch of recipes. And so if it starts snowing, I'll give you the recipes on here. I'll try to put up a slide so you can copy them down real quick. But there's several simplified recipes, and anybody could do it, and I think you will love it, love it, love it. Sharita Moss says, I think I missed the predicted snowfall. How much did you say right off the bat? Okay, let me go back to real quickly. This is, as you can see, this is Kentucky. This is Tennessee. This is Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. This is the projected snowfall amounts if this all turns out to be snow and the track is this way this particular model, which is the GFS, perceives it to be. So what that means is that, let's just back it up. So this is Sunday evening, and you can see the precipitation already starting. And because it is going to be cold, I think it'll actually start out as a bit of snow. Hey, Mac, Oliver Stedham is on with us. Mark, look at there. I'm proud to see you, Oliver.
I saw him this afternoon.
Oh, you did? Where'd you see him at?
Aldi.
Aldi. So that's where you hang out. Okay, now I see. Oliver is one of our techs here that helps make this stuff happen. So, Oliver, I do need to talk to you pretty bad, so give me a call when you get a chance, and so we can chat. But at least, hopefully, before the storm comes in, I need you to do one thing on here for me and make it better. But anyways, let's go back to the weather here. So this is Sunday evening. And you can see snow's already coming into the western parts of Kentucky. So as we move forward in time, the projected snowfall amounts. Now this is a projection of the amount of snow that's going to be on the ground. So as it goes forward, this is Monday. See, this would be at 6Z, Mark. You have to help me with the times.
Midnight.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. And then here is Monday at 9Z, which would be
3 a.m.
3 a.m. And then this would be at 6 a.m. Yahoo! I got one right. 6 a.m. Monday morning. We should have, if all this holds true, by that time there should be 9.6 inches on the ground in Christian County. As you go down here below, Clarksville looks like about 10 inches. Logan County, Todd County, 9.6, and Logan County, 8.2. Back in Trigg County, 8.4. As we go north, Caldwell County, 11.6. As I said, now these further counties further north will actually get more snowfall. Now, all this is dependent on that low pressure going far enough south that it stays as snow for us. If it comes back north a little bit, or if it goes like some of the other models are showing, we could get icing. which would be the equivalent of, I think, Mark, did we see around a quarter of an inch if it were?
A little
Or,
bit less, actually, for
yeah,
us. It looked like it was about uh,
more of a tenth, wasn't
five
it?
100, yeah,
Yeah.
5/100ths to a tenth.
So that part is a good thing. We looked at the SKU-T, which is the sampling of the atmosphere on that at that point in time of what they projected, and it did look like the warm layer, which would cause the icing, is fairly shallow and not real deep. So that's one
And
good
not
thing,
real warm.
and not real warm. That's correct. So then the other thing is, would it be far enough north that would bring us rain instead? So to answer the question, it's still the $99 question. We don't know, but we're talking about the trends. It appears that the low is trending a little further south. Is that what's going to happen or not? I don't know. I'm just telling you what it appears the trends are. The fact that there's cold air pressing in from the north would make me think that it would try to depress the low pressure further south, which would bring us more in the snow. Is that in fact what's going to happen? It's just absolutely no way to tell you for sure with any certainty.
Yeah.
So take all these
Especially this
totals.
far out.
Yeah, with all these totals, take it with a grain of salt because it probably will change at some point. So you've got to be aware of that and don't put a whole lot of stock into it. So, I can't stress that enough. I want you to prepare. I want you to take it serious. The cold is coming. There's no doubt the cold's coming. Everything shows that. We all know that. The question is, with this first storm, what form is it going to take? Now, we know that another storm comes in on the 10th or so, 10th or 11th, another storm on the 15th, and those are all snowstorms, it appears. Are they big storms? They don't appear to be yet, but they could drop another 2 or 3 inches on us on top of what we would already have if this one drops snow on us, okay? So, yeah, it could be over the next, because certainly it's not going to be any melting with the temperatures like they're going to be. It's going to be very hard to melt this. And the bad thing is that the roads, I know the street departments, road departments will do the best they can, and but I don't envy their jobs. So let's all stick together, pull through this, and take up for each other. And if someone needs help, let's pitch in and try to get them some help. I can tell you we will try to be manning the weather station here as much as possible and keep you abreast of the road conditions and everything else that's going on. So anyway, I hope that you all are aware of what was just said and understand what we're talking about. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm getting a lot of viewers from over on the Facebook page, the Weather and Wisdom Facebook page. I'm glad you guys are on there. And but if you get a chance, drop over to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe. Join the tribe and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to keep our technology up to date and make sure we give you the very best that we can. Let's see, Chris and Samantha Wagon. I'm good with all of it as long as you help me tear down the track. Okay, all right, I got the, okay. Jodell People says, Jodell People. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here. Sharita Moss, thank you so much. Awesome job you're doing. Linda Dotson, go-kart racing. You guys sure are coming off with some squirrely comments. But anyway, but please subscribe to us. All they're going to ask you for is your email address. If you haven't subscribed to anything else on YouTube, it's the first time subscribing to anything, they'll ask you for an email address. But if you've already subscribed to some other place on YouTube, they probably won't ask you anything. Just hit subscribe and you're done. And that does help us. Like I said, YouTube sends us ad revenue from the number of subscribers we have. So it helps us to get money to be able to get the technology and keep all this stuff going. Diane Moore, is we gonna get some snow? Absolutely, Diane. I don't know how much yet. We're gonna see. Patty Putnam, thank you for your awesome job. Thank you so much. Peter Bombello Lagunas, no what? No Invitron. Anyway, Linda Dotson says, go join Chris and Samantha Wagner and watch good racing. I see. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Jodell Peepool, watching your weather. Thanks for your weather forecast in Princeton, Kentucky. Thank you so much, Jodell. Okay, Chris and Samantha Wagner's have a go-kart race in Russellville, Kentucky this weekend. We have racers coming from all over the country. Yeah. Well, if it's this weekend, as long as it's before Sunday evening, I think you'll be good. So I hope it's successful for you. V. Hayes, 9 inches. Whew. Yeah, some of you have never seen 9 inches of snow like that. And it's a fairly rare thing to get much more than what, Mark? 4 or 5 inches?
Yeah, that's about the max we usually get anywhere in this area.
Yeah.
We have had some heavier snows. I mean,
Right.
I still remember the one that buried part of I-24 over there
Right.
for a while with all the cars stuck in it.
Yep. Yep.
And that was about a 20-inch snow, I think.
Yeah. Nikki Winters, what time was all this starting again? Saturday night? No, it would be Sunday night, Nikki. And Renee Lynn Reed Paolo. Weather for Houston, Texas on the 8th and 9th. Mark, that'd be your department.
Houston, Texas on the 8th and 9th. Wow. Going out a ways.
Yeah, but we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it.
Oh, by the way, I do want to, let me look at something else. Let me go back over to the radar because I want to look at something else. I've got something else I need to tell you guys about. So give me just a moment here. Because this is not our only problem that we may have coming. Let's see here.
Looks like temperature for Dallas, Texas, around the that time frame, around the 9th and 10th. Looks like it's hanging in at around highs in the low to mid 50s. But they do have cold air coming in. That's probably starts getting there about midnight to early morning hours then, and your temperatures are going to rapidly drop off, probably into the mid 20s. And you could see a bit of actually see a bit of snow showers with that system coming through. There's a cold front pushing through right at those days right now. That's that same system that's going to bring us a chance for snow on the 10th or 11th or so. Is going to plunge temperatures down in Texas back down into the 20s.
Yeah, this just in from Space Weather. First 2 CMEs, coronal mass ejections heading for Earth, has just arrived. It struck our planet today at 1621 UTC. You have any idea what time that was, Mark?
1621 would be around 10 a.m. this morning.
Okay, so there's an aura alert, and we are expected to see possibly the northern lights in the middle latitudes. This is a picture of it, and this is due to the sunspot that has, one of these sunspots has erupted and hurled 2 CMEs. The second one has not arrived yet. I think it was this sunspot right here. And then, but all these are crackling with spots.
Yeah.
This is the surface of the sun. And
those have been some X1 class flares
yes,
that have popped off at us.
So
the auroras are probably not going to be all the way down in here into Kentucky, but if you're in the northern tier like Mary Voorhees, if she can get some clear sky, I think she's cloudy right now. Up that way, along the northern tiers through there, you could definitely have a chance of seeing them.
Yeah, so just want to let you guys know that even a geomagnetic storm can affect your feelings a little bit. It does have an effect on the human body. Nothing really serious from what I understand, but I have seen some information about that in the past. And you can see here's
the storm yesterday did cause some radio and communications blackouts in the southern hemisphere.
Right. So these are things that you have to watch besides the weather, and we do try to keep you abreast of everything that's going on. So I just wanted to let you know about that as we go back. This is, again, our forecast models of how much snow we're looking at if that storm goes a little further south and we don't get much ice. If we do get ice, Sandra Pollard says, do we think it'll be a lot of ice? Mark, you can answer that.
Not a huge amount for us. The projections, if we do get ice, are between 5/100ths to a tenth of an inch in this area. Some of the areas out to the west and down to the south, especially down to the south of us in West Tennessee, they're looking between a half an inch and an inch if it comes in on them.
Okay. So again, our weather story is what we know for sure. There is going to be a storm. The storm will have some significant winter precipitation with it, and also local travel impacts are possible. What's still unknown? The exact track of the low pressure area, what precip type will be, snow, ice, or rain, how much frozen precipitation may occur, and location of the potential travel impacts. So we're in the middle of a level of concern for impacts is growing. So when will the storm impact us? It looks like it'll be starting Sunday morning in the far western areas, peak Sunday night, and end sometime Monday morning. Again, there's still a lot of questions in this. This is from the National Weather Service in Paducah that we're looking at right now. So they're on board with this. We know that a storm is coming. We know the cold is coming. But again, the track of that low pressure is absolutely critical as to far as what we can expect. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that before we get into it any further. We're going to probably get ready to close off of this here before long. We'll go back to the I'm still getting folks asking about how much snow, Patty Putnam. Let me go ahead one more time. This is if it's all snow.
And as a reminder, these are the projections from this model.
Yeah.
And what we're looking at is the totals up until that time. It's not going to be maybe all at once. We may not get any snow at all, depending if the storm moves a little bit more to the north of us. If it goes a little bit farther south, we may get a little bit closer to these projections, or even maybe a little bit more. But again, we're several days out, so please take these totals with a big grain of salt. Know that you probably are going to get some snow. It may not be this much.
So here's the other thing too, is you can get prepared for the cold weather. Like I said, we know that it's coming. You know that you're probably going to be seeing some snow. Once that cold air gets in here, we've got 2 or 3 more storms. You saw the look at the storms out in the Pacific right now that will come ashore at some point. They're all going to affect us. How intense will the temperatures be when they get here? How cold? Yeah, it's still that's stuff way out. I don't know. Andrea Cook says, "Hi, David Mark. I just got on. Boy, you have sure missed it, Andrea." Well, again, I think we're all going to see snow out of this storm that's coming. The question is, how much is it going to be? Because even if we do get some of the ice, or if we do get rain, or if we don't get as much snow, I think once the low gets past us and the circulation around the low counterclockwise rotation will draw that colder air on in and also funnel some moisture down into us, we should get some snow anyway on top of whatever else happens. So anyway, let's just hope and pray that low pressure does go further south and not bring us any ice. That's absolutely the worst thing, because I'm like some of you. I did go through the 2009 ice storm, and Mark and I both spent many days here, sometime without sleep. I remember we found anything. We pulled up some chairs together and slept, and then back out on it and everything. That was before we had YouTube, but that was really, really rough. Renee Weisinger's on with it. She says, "No snow, please." Well, Renee, I wish I could grant wishes. If I could, I would grant everyone's wish, but I just don't have that ability. So I guess we have to resort to prayer for that. But I think we're going to come through this okay. Again, if it is ice, it doesn't appear to be a large amount of ice. But again, this is questions that still haven't been answered. Maybe we'll know more tomorrow. We'll certainly know more by Thursday or Friday. and we will update you again on one of those 2 days. We may not do one on Thursday, but we'll probably do another update on Friday, unless there's significant changes. So if there's significant changes,
Yep.
then yeah, we'll definitely get on and update you. Now I will try to do
Yeah. And
some.
we will be on tomorrow. We will
Yes,
come on tomorrow afternoon and update everyone
we're
on the latest we have.
and we're planning on being on around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think, Mark, is that kind of what?
Hmm.
Just so we can uh, get it done, and then we'll be out of here and enjoy the rest of our holiday. But in the meantime, Mark, I think we're getting ready to close this on out.
I think so, yes.
So, do you have any last words you would like to say? Let me go over here and get us back up.
Yeah.
Let's do.
Well, yeah. All I would have to say to everybody is we've got a couple of days before all this gets in here, before it starts doing everything. So go ahead and make your preparations now and be ready for it. If you're prepared for it, it's less of an emergency and more of an inconvenience.
Ooh, I like that saying. So, what he said. And so, thank you all for joining us. You don't know how much it means to have you come on and support us, and just having you on here means a lot. And I thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, I'm asking you to please subscribe to us. We need all the subscriptions we can get to help us to be able to keep our equipment updated and get newer and better stuff, so we can bring all this stuff to you. And we belong to you guys, so we're here for you. If you need us, just give us a holler. Hi, Gary Pettis. He's just joined us. Good to see you, buddy. Gary Pettis, one of our loyal, one of the best storm interceptors we've got, I think. Right, Mark?
Yep, absolutely.
So anyway, Renee Weisinger says, thank you both. Happy New Year. And yeah, it is a new year. So happy New Year to all of you. And we will see you again tomorrow. So have a good one.
Bye, everyone.